All right, what's up, everybody? We back. You know, it's that time of the year, Senior Bowls, draft evaluations and stuff. We're gonna break down Shemar Stewart today. Shemar Stewart went to the Senior Bowl 6'5" in the eighth, 281, 9 in the eighth inch hands, 34 and a quarter inch arms. Right. So, just if you're looking at him, prospect wise, if you look at him, he reminds me a lot of Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan, 6'4", 287, 35-inch arms, 11 and an eighth inch hands, right? So a lot like him too. So he's killing the Senior Bowl. You can see it right here. Nice get off, speed to power, sits him down. And a lot of people, what you were seeing them say about the Senior Bowl now is, oh, this guy's not going to, the people they going first. Everybody that's Senior Bowl has some sort of NFL perspectives to them, right? Somebody's looking at them. They don't just send the invites out to people that they think aren't going to be in the league. They send them there to evaluate, right? And you can see him here versus Emory Jones again. He made a lot of money off Emory Jones, and he gave Will Campbell some issues too. Just a quick move. One thing I really like about Shemar Stewart, and I know everybody always brings up the fact that he's not a stat guy, like he doesn't have these eye-popping stats like you might see out of some of these other guys, but he's a very consistent talent. And he has elite traits that can really translate to the league, right? A&M puts him in the 5 tech at times when they go 3-4 set. He plays in the 5 or the 3 sometimes when they go to their mint front. But you see him here, works off the ball. Emory Jones, feet off the ground. Nope. That's a sack in the league. That's a sack. You see him here working again. He's a great puncher. He's going to punch with the hands, good with his hands. Realizes quarterback has to step up in the pocket at this point. So what does he do? Flat line down the line. That's a sack in the league. You know, Emory Jones again right here. Get put on skates. Gets lifted up. You know, that's some play. So you can see him here. He's really good on the anchor too. He's great off the edge, anchoring the line of scrimmage. At times, see, he's able to crash down after he's able to seal that edge. At times with him, you do want to probably see him finish some more plays, and he does at times. Not that he's not finishing the play, but he's able to work down the line. And not only is he able to work down the line, but like right here, he works a perfect long arm, sets the edge. No one's going to get outside of me. And what does he do? Works back inside. I think some of that comes from when you're playing a lot in the 30 sets, you may have to 2-gap at times, but he's good at not blocking himself. Really good at that. You see it here? Establishes. No one's going to get outside of me. Long arms with the inside arm. So now he has the leverage point versus this tackle, which lets him work back inside. My gap, my ball right there, right? You see him here. He does a lot of the same thing. Leverages. You're not going to get outside of him. At least when he's setting this edge as he does very well. Long arm to the ball carrier. Make the play, right? So, at times, I think it's going to come up on film pretty soon. Once again, he works down the line. And one thing that I really like about him, too, he has a good bend to him. But what happens a lot with the frame, and my fault, I sound really bad right now, but I'm getting over a little bit of a head cold and stuff. But these guys that have the traditional edge rusher frame, you know, the 6'4s and up and everything like that. So they have to play with really good pad level and really good discipline to be able to keep their pad level low. And he's going to have to work on that. But he was on this Texas A&M D-line. It's prospects everywhere. You got to remember Walter Nolan left Texas A&M as well to go to Ole Miss. Prospects everywhere over there. And he's able to do things at an elite level if he, you know, if it's the right system for him, like everybody else. You see him right here? Look at that bend. He gets around that corner on he swerved the cone on Emory Jones. This is his only big flaw that people are seeing, is that he misses sacks and tackles, get around that corner, or just getting there and not being able to really close out, right? But it's a pressure that affects. You see it right here too. He walks him, gets back there. This your play. Got to finish the deal. You know? You can't go shopping, get to the cash register, and forget the wallet. You got to have your wallet. You know? See him right here working versus Will Campbell. Got Will Campbell a little bit skating, just a little bit, right? This is a hold, but they're not going to call it, but that's a hold. I think he's at the top of the screen here. You see him once again, works underneath. Like, that's Will Campbell. And I'm putting an emphasis on that's Will Campbell because Will Campbell is, if not the highest rated tackle coming out in this draft class right now, he's up there with them. But got to finish that deal. Right there. You know, he only had 4.5 sacks his whole career. You just saw 3 sacks right there. That you just got to, you got to finish the deal. And I know a lot of people say with him too, you don't see a lot of splash plays. You want to see those quick twitchy off the edge. Oh, he can get back there and make a play. He can make a play, right? He gets to a D-line, I know everybody loves to use Philadelphia as an example for everything, right? He gets somewhere like Philly in that Vic Fangio scheme, or even with the Niners. I would like him on the Jets too with Steve Wilks. He gets in a solid D coordinator, great D-line coach, good D-line coach that's going to help him work on that pad level and just be more consistent with his movement. And he could be, and I know people don't consider the Pro Bowl to be what it once was, but he could be a Pro Bowl rookie. Easily. If you got the solid in your room to be able to work with him, he could do that. You see him right here? Speed to power, sit down, runs to his teammate, kind of gets stopped there, kind of get hooked under, looks like leg got caught under the man he just obliterated there, right? You see him here? He can work the inside. My fault. He can sell the inside move, in which right here gives him a jab, post back outside, rip. Sometimes at times you want to see him work that rip a little bit more when he gets at this point and just work flat down. He works flat down, right? A lot of times with the twitchy guys, you see him overrun the quarterback a lot. They run past him, but Shemar Stewart does a great job bending back into the old lineman and being able to work flat down the line, right? See him here versus Mizzou. This is what I mean. And this is something that is very underrated. This is something that's very underrated. We're going to talk about it for a little bit. So, you're unblocked in this new scheme and days and ages of offensive football and the way that they love to attack. You cannot just rush straight up field. You got to basically surf. I'm going to make a video on surfing. But when you surf, I don't have my drawer up here on the screen. But when you surf, you want to close down right here, keeping your shoulders square to the backfield. Because you want this quarterback to know he's not going to get outside of you. And you also don't want to create a run bubble by going straight up field. Because now the read on his zone read probably is right here if he runs that, right? Or he's going to try to, he's going to bang or he's going to bounce it. But he could bend it back here if Shemar Stewart is not disciplined and doesn't surf. You see him surf, what does he do? As soon as he sees it's a pass, work straight down the line, he get in on some of that action. Very key, right? You see him here working out of the 30 front. This is what I mean by they can put him sometimes at that 5 tech, and he's stout enough to be able to do such as well. Right here, shocks him, Nah, let's go for a ride, big fella. Simple as that. That's power. He's power. And what I really like with him trait wise, and you'll see it here, he doesn't lose with the hands. He wins hands. He's gonna get hands inside. He's disciplined with his hand placement, and he has a shot to that punch. You know, he gonna make the old lineman have to think twice. We see him here. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know why we put this one on here. So this is him again. Basically in a 4-eye 5-tech, whichever one you want to consider it to be. That's a 5, if I'm not mistaken. So watch us get off. And like I said, these all are NFL guys. Everybody on that Texas A&M front is an NFL guy. Scruton, and I can't remember the other two guys' name off the top of my head, but they are NFL guys. And watch what he does. He's already off the ball. The ball not even in the quarterback hands. It's just in the quarterback hands now. And look at the heels. When you always hear coaches tell you got to get to the heels, they're not talking about the heel. They're talking about the heels right here. You know, look at this heel in comparison to everybody else. So he's already impacting the play. So this guy know he can't go here, so what does he have to do at this point? A&M put that pressure on him. He worked down the line. He get in on some of that action. That's what you want to see. You cannot get inebriated in stats, because stats will tease you. You know, you can manipulate stats. I'm pretty sure the D coordinators down there at Texas A&M has been there since Shemar's been there. They most likely, you could draw up pressure to get guys sacks or to get guys pressures. You can manufacture stats. But you want to see these traits, especially when you translate to the next level. We want to see the traits you have. Is this something that we can work with you on, right? Or is this just, you saw it with the guy from Mizzou when Mizzou first got, I can't remember his name, but he went to the Rams. But a lot of his stats came from everybody around him. And when it was time for him to, you know, draft time, everything, his traits really didn't elevate him. His frame and traits didn't elevate his game, right? Right here. Shemar Stewart works. And I'm just showing that. I know he wasn't in the play, but you've seen him work a long arm. You've seen him work a rip. Only thing we haven't seen on film from him for the most part is a hump and a spin. But he's able to switch his pass rush moves up. He isn't just overly reliant on power as some of these guys are that's his size. They'd rather overpower you. He'd rather destroy the block, and he's great at destroying the block. Sometimes he'll hang on the block a little bit longer if he's on the edge, and he probably should. But another guy, you can't leave him unblocked. Right here, you're not going to leave him unblocked. You leave him unblocked, he going to hit your quarterback. He going to make your quarterback pay, right? So I just want to go back to the Senior Bowl tape right quick. I don't know this guy. I think he's from Kansas, but you see him right here. He go for the punch early. Look where he's at. He off balance. Shemar realizes it immediately. That's a smart pass rush, right? He already knows Emory Jones. He knows what he could do. Emory Jones knows what Shemar could do. So what does he do? Open the gate. I'm going through there every time. And this is the other one I was talking about. So nobody outside. You have no threat out here. The tackle tries to jump him a little bit quicker than usual. So what does he do? Counters, hands off me, gets skinny. So now, with his back turn, that old lineman can't try to engage with him, right? That's a sack. That's why I mean he has all the tools to be a multiple sack guy when he gets to the league. All the tools. It's just gonna be with him as we've seen him run past some tackles and miss some tackles and miss some sacks. I think what's happening with him when he gets back there, his pad level's getting a little bit too high. So he's doing a lot more reaching and actually being able to break down, strip sack, or wrap the quarterback. Emory Jones lost here already. I'm going to tell you why. Hands too wide. And what does Shemar do when he gets his hands too wide? He gets underneath them. You can see him right here. I wish I had my drawer on, but I don't have it on. But you see hands underneath. So what does he do? Walk him back. Now, one-on-one drill, you're going to do that. Sometimes one-on-one drills, you just want to make the guy look bad. But most of the time right here, at this point, he probably, well, not even at that point. It probably would have been close to about right here. He'll be working to probably disengage by ripping through with the left, because that's the quarterback, hypothetically. He looking like, dang, my dog getting beat again. But I like Shemar Stewart. I'm not sure. I think he doesn't leave out of day 2 after this Senior Bowl. Just a lot of first round buzz with him. It's gonna be good to see with him and Scruton on the other side. See where they both end up. But yeah, drop a comment, follow if you haven't followed yet. Let me know what you think about Shemar Stewart. And like I said, this is just all stuff that we picked out for him. It's not all just necessarily the usual as we would put everything on here, but yeah. Appreciate y'all tuning in.